Hey, we're looking at Strange Tales today. This is one of those really cool graphic novels before graphic novels were really a thing. So it's just a big, thick comic book. And pretty cool. I picked it up pretty much for the retail price. Yeah, I picked it up for $8 and it's $7 here. So that's pretty cool. We got this flap right here. That opens up so we can see all the full artwork there, and same thing on the back. So I really like that a lot. This is a great presentation. I have one more of these too. They're just wonderful. I know there's a few more I don't have I'd like to pick up, but yeah, Strange Tales, and this Doctor Strange Thing and Human Torch. So how cool is that? We open this up and we get this awesome spread here. And I love how it goes from this color into this sort of tear and then into the black and white with the material of the actual cover here. So that's real cool. This is by Kurt Busiek and Ricardo Villamonte doing the artwork, and this is beautiful. This story starts out with this fun framing of this Nick Fury adventure. And then as the story progresses, we find out it's actually a yarn that Fury's telling as they're playing poker. And so Ben goes to tell his own. And we get this fun adventure with the Thing and Torch meeting up with Wingfoot and him talking about this spirit that's going around kidnapping kids. And this is where the story gets a little bit funny because we get a flashback within a flashback, so to speak. Because then inside this story that Ben's telling, Johnny starts telling his own story. But I guess that's why it's a strange tale. So we move on to his story where they're encountering all these crocodiles and this golden crocodile beast. So much fun. I love this guy. It's a good time. So, this adventure concludes, and as he finishes the story, this very same creature shows up and starts terrorizing them. But thankfully, Doctor Strange shows up, and he's able to kind of banish the spirit, help him out a bit, and he tells his own story of encountering a similar beast to what they just did. And we get this story of him meeting this rich fella who invented the tale of this monster that was attacking people, and it manifested and came to life and is now hunting him. So that's pretty cool, but it's no good for him. And you can see what I mean about this just being a gorgeous book. Fantastic artwork. And then we move on to another story where Wingfoot's telling a tale about how his father and grandfather encountered a similar sort of creature. And we get this awesome Kirby-esque type creature that's just lumbering around. And I love the design of this thing. That is so much fun with those big eyes and how lumpy he is. And it's like he's always in constant movement. So very cool. But the creature ends up getting banished, but then it appears in the here and now as soon as they get done telling the tale, just as it happened in the previous ones. So Thing wallops on that pretty good. And they kind of take it out in the same way they took out the crocodile beast. With the avalanche instead of caving in the cave. But it ends up turning the tides and using some sort of telekinesis to make the rocks turn into a cage that magically holds them in a barrier. Strange gets the idea for them to have a seance to summon Wyatt's grandfather and learn how they defeated the beast and what to do. But it's actually a trick that Strange is pulling because he knows that this creature takes on the form of things that get told in stories. And so by bringing forth the grandfather, it imposes as the spirit, and then talks about the story of this ancient Native American Indian demon creature. And unfortunately, that plants the seeds into the other fella's minds, and it's able to manifest itself into reality again. And we get this awesome beast, and this thing looks so freaking cool. This is just like the most awesome demon dragon. And what a great double page spread. But we get such a cool fight, and there's no way for them to beat this thing. But Strange tosses Wingfoot the artifact that his grandfather had and used when fighting the creature, and is just like, hey, you gotta tell a story. And so he tells a story of three people who end up encountering this beast, and through their battle, how they were able to overcome it and force it to eat its own tail until it ceased to exist. And in doing so, in telling this story, it's reflected in the here and now, and Ben's able to do the same. So much fun. And then as the story ends, we get Fury here, who's just like, you really expect me to believe a tale like that? And he's like, yeah, ask Doctor Strange himself. Because it turns out he was the fourth player we didn't see, who we saw the shadow of on the table at the beginning. And he goes, yeah, this is just such a fun story. And so he goes to tell another story here, and that's the cycle. And that's what's so beautiful about comics, is it's just stories. And they keep going and they end, but they always start anew. There's always another story to be told. you just haven't found the right one yet if you're not liking what you're reading. But I had a whole lot of fun with this, and this was a great one. So I was glad to pull this out of my box. Thanks for joining me. We'll talk to you later.